Hi, my name is Mark McPherson. I'm a water rights and environmental lawyer in Dallas, Texas. As we make our way into the hottest and the driest part of the summer of 2013, drought conditions are really starting to take hold on Texas. And with so much happening, I thought this would be a particularly appropriate time to review some of the headlines, the drought-related headlines that are coming from across the state. So I'm going to start with the U.S. Drought Monitor map that was just issued by NOAA July 9th of this year. I want to end with the seasonal drought outlook, which predicts drought conditions through September 30th of this year. And then in between, we'll look at some of those headlines and see how cities, ranchers, and others in Texas are dealing with the drought of 2013. According to this most recent drought monitor, July 9, about 87% of the state of Texas lies in a drought condition right now. And while we are primarily concerned with Texas, I wanted to show you this slide so you can see how drought is affecting the larger region, and look particularly at Colorado and New Mexico. Texas gets some of its surface water from rivers that run out of Colorado and New Mexico, and they go into and across Texas, and they run all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. So when drought reduces river flow into Texas, it just compounds our drought problems. And it seems that the three rivers most affected in the 2013 drought are the Brazos River, the Colorado River, and the Rio Grande. Now here's a close-up of the drought monitor for Texas. The severe and exceptional drought conditions are beginning to creep back towards the east, with the worst part of the drought remaining off towards the Panhandle. Houston and southeast Texas have fared fairly well recently, but rainfall is just too sporadic and limited to pull those areas out of drought. So let's look at some of the more particular struggles occurring around the state caused by this drought. The city of Barnhart, Texas is really struggling. Barnhart is located west of San Angelo, north of Ozona. After their main well ran dry, the city of Barnhart began to use the old well for its municipal water supply. But that old well can't keep up with demand, and low water pressure or no water pressure at all is affecting many homes and businesses. So to get new water, the city has applied for a permit to drill a new well, and it is expected to be hurried through as the situation there is so dire. San Angelo continues to struggle, but help is on the way. The city is currently in drought level stage 2. That means outside watering is limited to once every 7 days at no more than 1 inch. There are no exceptions for new landscapes. The 5-year pipeline project connecting wells in McCulloch County to provide 6 million gallons of water per day to San Angelo is nearly finished. That pipeline is part of a $150 million project to provide long-term water supplies to San Angelo, and includes between 5 and 7 new wells in the well field, as well as a new water treatment facility. As you can see from the Lake Leon on the Leon River, located just east of Eastland, Texas, has dropped under the 7 feet below capacity mark, triggering stage 1 drought restrictions for Eastland. Now this reservoir is supposed to store 28,000 acre-feet of water. The mayor says these precautions must be taken to ensure water supply for the future in the drought. And you can see from this picture, this lake has many boathouses and docks. If the lake level drops too much, more and more of those docks and boathouses won't be able to be used, which is another effect of the drought on reservoirs and those who happen to have lakefront property. Potentially compounding problems for Eastland. On June 26, 2013, the Dow Chemical Company filed a senior priority water rights call on the Brazos River. Now the Leon Reservoir is a tributary of the Brazos, and it's in a relevant river segment of this senior rights call. This particular slide, prepared by the TCEQ, or the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, shows the area subject to this senior water rights call. On July 2, 2013, the TCEQ suspended many junior water rights in this area. The TCEQ has notified the Eastland County Water Supply District that its junior water right for Lake Leon may be suspended, and has ordered the district to provide pass-through plans to the TCEQ by July 17, 2023, or to provide information detailing the need and reasons why this potentially suspended water right must be used due to public health, safety, and welfare concerns. Now, a pass-through plan means that you pass through every cubic foot of water that comes into the reservoir. So it comes in, it does not stay, it goes right through. And now on July 26th of 2013, the TCEQ is going to hold a hearing in Austin to determine whether to affirm, modify, or set aside its order suspending these junior water rights. The Gulf Coast Water Authority down in Texas City has also issued a decree claiming senior water rights on the Brazos River. They're trying to solidify their position as a top priority on the TCEQ's list for water stakeholders. The challenge confronting GCWA is that the Brazos River has dropped below 100 cubic feet of flow per minute, with the normal being between 500 and 600 cubic feet per minute. A record low amount of water has been released for irrigation along the Rio Grande River as well, with only 6 inches per acre expected for farmers. Again, this is due to the extreme drought that's taking place across that area of the region. Elephant Butte Reservoir, which you see in this picture, is only at 10% of its capacity. Now this graph shows the water level in Elephant Butte Reservoir from January of 2000 through December of 2012. This illustrates real vividly just how difficult it is and how much time is needed to recover from drought. This 2013 heat and drought continue to make difficult growing seasons for farmers all across South Texas. Now here's the U.S. seasonal drought outlook. It's the most current. As you can see, it's pretty devastating for West Texas. Forecasts call for the drought to continue and to even worsen, leaving no forage or cattle and poor prospects for crops. A USDA crop report says that 40% of the state's pasture and rangeland is in poor to very poor conditions. And cattle numbers across the state are at their lowest numbers since 1967. The record drought in South Texas is claiming field after field of crops, with the region suffering from this severe to exceptional drought. And experts predict that the current drought may cause upwards of $100 million in crop losses across the coastal bend. The current drought is recorded 8 in this drought period than the extensive drought of even the 1950 drought of record in Texas state history. And the final headline comes from Midland, out in West Texas. It seems the summer heat has claimed the life of a prized Ford Mustang. Now this Mustang had been modified with the addition of a nitrous oxide tank for, shall we say, performance enhancement. Unfortunately, according to the fire marshal, the summer heat got so hot out there the other day that nitrous oxide tank spontaneously exploded and it totaled the vehicle. And those are your drought headlines this July 2013. Subscribe to this EnviroOpinions channel on YouTube and follow me on Twitter at EnviroOpinions to keep up with further developments on this Texas drought. And thanks for watching.